Alright guys, these next problems look crazy, but they're super easy. Now we can plug and chug, which is where you just take your calculator and you enter these things in and then get an answer. Or I'm going to show you an even easier way, and either way is easy. In the equation, 3,500 equals 35n. Now, first thing, we haven't talked about it, at least not this year. When you see that together, 35n, there's nothing there that is saying 35 times a certain number. We don't know what that number is. Do not know. But that's what that's saying. 35n is the same as 35 times n. So you must know that. That's algebra. This is getting into some algebra stuff. And you've probably worked on this. I know you have worked on it in the past. We just haven't talked about it this year. So 35 times n. So which of the following powers of 10 should we place in? Now all this is saying, I had to type it in this way. I did get this one to work right. But this is when you see it 10 to the 1 power, 10 to the 2nd power. This is how you type it in on your calculator. That was the easiest way for me to type this in. So forgive me, I couldn't quite make it look like this here. But that's what this is. So 10 to the 1st power. That's just saying that we have only one group of 10 times nothing else, just 10. So 10 to the 1st power. 10 to the 2nd power, and if you on your calculator do that, you would know that's 10 times 10, which you already know that. 10 to the 2nd power is 100. There's 2 zeros. Okay? 10 to the 3rd power, how many zeros are going to be? But it's 10 times 10 times 10. 3 groups of 10. 3 groups of 10, there's 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1,000. 10 to the 4. What's that going to be? That's going to be 4 zeros. 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, comma, there it is. Now, it doesn't always work out nice and pretty with all numbers. You know, 2 times 2 times 2. 2 to the 3rd power, you're not just going to add 2 zeros. That only works with 10s when we're grouping with 10s because guess what? The base 10, the base 10 system. Okay? So with the 10s, it works that easy. So if we look up here, 35 times something, well, we need to get 2 more zeros. With 35, we've already got. So 35, it's going to be a 10 we're multiplying here because it's 35 and 35. It's no problem. 35 times 1 is 35. But then we got to get these 2 zeros. What is that? 2 zeros. Boom. Boom. Okay, so 35 times 100 would equal 3,500. How many zeros do we have here? 2. So we want 10 to the 2nd power. 2 to the 2nd power. Because we only want 2 zeros. 10 times, or 2 10s. 10 times 10 is 100. There's the little trick. Let's try it here. 10 to the 5th power is equivalent to what? Now you can type that in your calculator. And I would like for you to do it. But before you do it, take a guess. What do you think it's going to be with that 5? I'll give you a little clue. You're going to have 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, my comma. 1, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Put our 1 back on there. There's my alarm. It's time to get up for the morning. But I'm already up, so I didn't have to wake up just now. There's your answer. Boom, bada bing, and it just crashed on me here, but there's what we want. So let's let this thing rainbow for a second. Okay, reopen. Alright, so our answer is 100,000 because we wanted 5 zeros. In this equation, 487 times n. Again, remember that's times n. We know 487 times 1 is 487 because I know that's what's here. Look, 487, it's in there too. How many zeros do we have? If you said just 1, you're right. So what do we want this to? 10 to the what power? 10 to the 1, because we only have 1 zero. Okay, so 10 to the 1st power. Pretty cool, huh? That's pretty easy. So when you get any of these bad boys and we're dealing with 10s, it's super easy. Just count your zeros. That shows you the power. And all the things we've done today, when you're dealing with powers, so we're dealing with 10s, it's not too hard. It's actually pretty easy. The numbers just get bigger, but the process is the same. All right, hopefully this has been helpful.